was probably the middle of summer. Carl sat on a picnic, sipping lemonade and talking to his mother about the next family vacation. She suggested inviting he and Mikuro, and his mother laughed and nodded. You don't have to be in the same blood to be family, you know. She suddenly interrupted him as he began talking about what he wanted to do to tell him that Shuichi and his father were coming. It suddenly occurred to him that the two weren't around. He asked her why they didn't come with them, but she only smiled and gestured toward someone. Her friends are here. Carl looked in the direction she was indicating and saw there was he at the edge of the dock and Mikuro standing nearby looking sick. He also saw Yukina standing under an apple tree, looking straight down for some reason. He figured she was the type she was watching dragonflies since there were so many flying around that day. She seemed like a daydreamer type anyway. Hey, Kurama, jump in, he cried to him with a wave. I would, but my leg is still screwed up. I said something to Mikuro about it, but she said she'll do it later, since she just ate or some crap like that. I don't know. She's really thinking about it, and has been for a while, since it's been so hot. Yukina was already shoved in by some jerk, and she's just standing back watching the bugs or something. Kurama stared at the light, then rolled his pants up to his knees. Okay. He dipped his feet in. You know, Mikuro, it's actually kind of nice here. Why don't you... He paused when he saw his reflection. The pale face of someone about to die. He turned to Hiei and saw some black things that looked like tentacles grab him by the leg and pull him in. Horrified, he turned around to see Yukina, who was hanging by her clothes on the tree branch. Finally, there was his mother, whose face was swelling, her face a dark purple, like an overripe plum, but her hands were still clawing at the air as if trying to free herself from the invisible strangler. Mikuro was standing at the edge of the lake, considering. He was about to cry, "No, don't!" When he was pulled in, he saw the image of his mother being smothered by a pillow, and he saw the murderer. It was... Kurama woke up feeling choked, and his throat felt like it was scratched up, throbbing through small vein-like scratches spread around. He immediately went into a coughing fit for a few minutes. As he recovered, he tried to get his bearings. He looked up and saw a hole in the ceiling. Oh, that's right. I fell, I think. Something here that would take me anywhere. Gripped his temples, and then set his hand on an object that felt oddly familiar. Phone? Here of all places? He picked it up and a small piece of paper fell out. It was a phone number made up of only sevens. Isn't this an insurance company's number? I think I've heard something about this. Still, this number still makes me feel kind of uneasy. Dialed the number anyway and was answered by a woman with a sweet voice. And he knew that voice. It was his mother's. Still, I shouldn't let my guard down. It's nice to hear her voice again, but still. Hello? Who do I have the pleasure of servicing today? I really hope this isn't one of those numbers. I know there's no 1-900 anywhere, but it seems this place is constantly contradicting any laws. Not that that's one. Oh, whatever, just answer the damn woman anyway. Well, this is a Deep Throat. Who are you? Oh, Deep Throat. The mystery remains. Of course, W. Mark Films, number 2 of the FBI. And for me, it depends on who you're asking. It could be anyone you want. Say goodbye to ignorance about phone sex. You sound really familiar, like, listen. You know, Kuroname, he's out to get you. He's really out to get you, so, you're right to be paranoid. He's out to get you. Wait until you sleep. Goodbye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Slice and lights sound demonic. And down will come, baby, dead cradle and all. So they grabbed Crom by the hair and slammed him to the wall. So you called a witch, did you? Think you're funny dickering around with shit like that? Well, you gotta play with fire, then let's play. Some claws started groping at my and he was starting to get torn to pieces as he was forced to stare at a bloody corpse on the ceiling. He groaned and shut his eyes as he thought of the paperback copy of Stephen King's The Shining. It's like a scary picture. He opened his eyes and saw himself in the same place and in the same position he was in before. What the hell? He flung a rock across the room and kicked it the wall it hit until it knocked it over, though there was proof that the wall was already ready to topple over. He paused and looked up at the ceiling, realizing what he had done. I'm losing it. I really need to find a way back up, and I'll find the docks with the boats. I might see Makrulla on the way there. She said she wanted to leave too. She has to be around here somewhere. He walked her through the hole in the road, taking a deep breath as he did so. I wonder where this takes me. It's probably like one of those basements where they have all the decorations right so they can be displayed somewhere. That's the only reason they would have a bottom floor, because I don't see anything that could be stairs out in the open. In this case, it might just be something gruesome, but either way, there's still an exit ahead. I could really go for something to eat right now, though. It could be a deep-fried Twinkie for all I care now. There's an elevator at the end of the hall. Look at that. This was the employee part of the place. Push the button to go up, but nothing happened. He tried again. Nothing. He consciously pushed the button down, and the door shut. He was filled with dread. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Quoth the raven. Then the beating of a human heart. Louder. 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 Shut up! Rama screamed into the ceiling. Sounds came to an abrupt stop. Chroma turned in the direction the voice came from and saw Coronaway. Ran to the Coronaway and embraced him, tears forming in his eyes. Finally. Something real. Coronaway shoved him away. You must really think I'm an idiot, don't you? He smacked Corona so hard that he twisted with the force. Get a hold of yourself. When Corona made no response, he groaned. What the hell happened when I left you? You get chased by Robbie the Rabbit and suddenly everything's a complete pandemonium? But I guess in the murderer's world of freaks, I say you were the most unusual, most insulting. If that even goes to do you any justice. Not that much to be afraid of here. Not that much at all, except the monsters. And you, Crone finished for him in a voice so mechanical it even chilled his spine. Well, of course me in your case. But the monsters? Come on, monsters? They look like monsters to you? He swallowed the lump in his throat. What are they? Not monsters. Then what? You know... He paused and removed his hat for a bit. He stared at it thoughtfully and put it back on. The image would have been more comical in different circumstances. I could bring you to the exit, but I won't. I hate you too much. And death is too good for you. That's why I haven't killed you, in case you were wondering. Well, then I have a conscience, something you've lacked until maybe this point. I kind of pity you, so I'm conflicted. Too bad that this had to happen to you, I guess. I feel required to say this to you, but you're actually nice to look at. And you were such a nice boy before, but someone's got to put justice where it needs to be served. All of you deserve justice. I don't know what the girl did. I mean, the pretty one, the amazing-looking one. I know what she did. Someone destroyed her tape with her final trial. The man... But that's not what I'm trying to say. I know that if I have you look in me, I'd see hatred. Is that in your eyes? I'm not the bad one. I do feel like a bastard at times, though. All I do is try to keep track of the videos. I mean, watching them and judging the acting and whatnot. But I have a present for you. Rather like it. It's beautiful. Now, I want you to cherish this little trinket of mine. It took me forever to find. In fact, it was so much work that I don't even want to give it to you, though I'm sure there's thousands of things better than this. It's a machine. A rather sophisticated one at that. That answers all of our questions. I have one there already. Anyway, I should be going. I have a feeling that there's a new tape to pull out and get ready for viewing. He took Crawl's hand and closed it around the small box. You have beautiful hands, like a girl. It would normally be an insult, but considering that's you. One more thing, don't make me find you again. It's rather annoying and I might have to use my hands next time. Cronaway indicated the sickle in his hand. Well, I'll see you on the other side of the mirror, in the other areas of Wonderland, Alice. He disappeared. You can call me the Treasure Cat. He actually felt real. Imagine that. But again, and so his hands when I don't even think about that. But imagine that. There's always a figment of my imagination until when? What was that just now? God, I wish I knew where my curl went. I wish I had my phone with me so I could text someone, and most of all, I was only aware of how long it had been since the last date. Just the thought of him gave him the intense feeling of emptiness in my stomach. I'm hungry. After all this blood and gore, I'm hungry. The doors opened with a deep creak. He stepped out with hesitation. I really hope she's okay. The guy I saw earlier, she didn't run into him. That'd be the last thing I want to happen to her, especially after what happened to Hiei. He stopped when I heard a voice at the end of the hall. What? Are you serious? He listened. Circus lights under the big top world. We all need the clouds to make us smile. Through space and time, always another show. Wondering where I am, lost without you. Is it you? Carl called out to the voice. He was suddenly aware of the flashlight in his pocket and he took it out. He scanned the room and saw the vague outline of a figure sitting on a box. The figure turned to the light, but he didn't get any more response. He walked up to it. I already knew who it was by the time he reached her. Crow, thank God you're okay. Really? Why wouldn't I be? She looked down with a blank expression. Has that really gone that long? It's been 2 hours at least. 4 at the most. Well, there was a... Never mind. Why did you leave? Oh, I don't know. It was nice to be away from a depressing person like me, wasn't it? Hey, you want a melted Snickers and make up for it? I just found it in my pocket. She held it out to him and the crow scarfed it down. Were you really that hungry? Ironic, right? How long have we been in this place anyway? This whole time I haven't eaten anything, so I guess it's no surprise. I haven't kept track of the time. Must have been a day at least. It's really starting to feel like Stephen King's The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. The book was boring as hell, and everything is starting to get to that point too. You see some of the monsters, and it's nothing brick-shitting anymore. Guess I'm used to it. What's with the box? Carl looked at it. I don't know. He opened it and there was a compact mirror with the words, "Is this the face of a murderer?" scratched on it, with yes written in what looks like lipstick, rose madder lipstick. He dropped it and crushed it. Don't smash a mirror like that. You'll get bad luck. I have better things to worry about than bad luck. The image of his mother clawing at the air with the pillow smoldering in her came to mind. You see the hands in the mirror and the face of flowers was overturned. He had a good reason that he was hiding in the corner or somewhere pleading for him to stop. He also had the feeling that he physically came in contact with them. But was it that he felt like a runaway? Why didn't he do much to fight off the murder? Was it? He didn't kill his mother. Why the hell would he want to? He had delicate hands. He was probably a woman. What are you talking about? My mother's killer. I thought you said she ran away. I don't recall murder involved. She was killed. I remember some of the details. I was in the bathroom when it happened. I was washing my hands when I heard my mother scream. I ran into the room to see what happened, and someone was standing there smothering her with a pillow. I ran to save her, but just before I got there, the murderer, was already there. The only thing I remember about the murderer was the hands. They had pale hands and delicate ones like a woman's. But at the same time, the nails were short like a man's. He put the light over Makrill's hands. What are you trying to say? She moved her hands away from the light. I didn't have anything against your mother. I don't even know who you are, nor did I know your mother. Why would anyone I'm going to Silent Hill on the wall anyway. She went there when she was younger, about 5, I think. She kept the pictures she took when she was at the amusement park. She would always say she loved it there and she wished she would come back another day so the family could enjoy it together. Who else knew about that? She got no answer. Oh god, we need to get home or else. Or, god damn it. You can just take the elevator up. What elevator? You came from down the hall. See no elevator. Turn around. No. We'll find a way back up. There's something down here. If there's something down here, there's a way up. I'd like that. And that was all he could say.